I swear I did not add a filter. What? Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a monthly favorites and flops video. Now this being said, this is going to be a June and July favorites. I had so much makeup I was trying. I wanted to get it all, tested before I decided which ones are my favorite. I have a lot of stuff to get through, so let's just dive right in. Like, I have a ton of stuff. I honestly could not narrow it down any more than I did because, oh my goodness, I tried, like I said, so many amazing things. The Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I tested this for the first time when I did my drugstore Get Ready With Me. And oh my goodness, I was in love with my makeup that day. It was one of my favorite makeup days. I'm telling you, I'm gonna put a picture right here for you guys. This is my makeup that day in natural lighting, outside, absolutely no filter. Like, I swear, I did not add a filter. The only thing that I did with my camera was put it on portrait mode where it blurs the background behind you. That was it. This was my actual skin. Do you see how smooth it is? This foundation is incredible. It has really good coverage without looking, thick and cakey. It is really easy to work with. You can layer it to the desired coverage. Like, first layer, you kind of get a medium coverage. It covers quite a bit, not everything. You add another layer and it covers so well, covers redness. It's incredible. It looks so natural on the skin, yet so beautiful. I do have to say, when you add more than one layer, it can look like makeup, but in the best way possible. And when I say that, I mean, it's not like one of those foundations, when you layer it, it still looks like you don't have any makeup on. Like this one, when you want it to look like full coverage, you can get it there and it's looking incredible, but obviously it's going to look like you have makeup on. But you can also do one thinner layer and it just kind of evens out your skin tone, gives you medium coverage, and looks super natural. It's so nice. It lasts so amazingly, beautifully. I love this foundation, and it is a drugstore option. It is so cheap. It is honestly one of my favorite foundations right now. It is so incredible. So I've been really into cream products lately for many reasons. My Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer by Fenty Beauty in the shade Amber. It is so creamy. And it just glides on your skin. It is beautifully blendable. I like it a little bit better than their match sticks because it is creamier. I do have to say that this shade specifically may not be for everybody. I actually like it because I am really pale and I like a cool contour, but I am kind of warming up to a warmer contour, and so this can sometimes look a little tiny bit too cool toned, like maybe a touch ashy if you were to use too much. Now it blends out beautifully, as I said, so the formula is incredible. If you don't like cool toned contour, I would recommend one of the other shades. I know Butter Biscuit is a really popular one. It's a well-loved one through other influencers. So that's one I actually would like to try just to kind of compare the color. But ultimately, the formula itself is incredible. It lasts all day. It is super blendable and one that I really recommend. I also love the cream blush by Fenty, the Cheeks Out Cream Blush. I have this in the shade Cool Berry. It's very similar. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful formula. Really, really blendable, and they're very pigmented, but you can blend and sheer them out really easily. I recommend going in slowly with these, especially this color, because look at how pungent that is. That being said, I'm wearing it today, and it's a light blush day. I put it on before my powder and it still pokes through, which I find when I do cream blush, sometimes you lose a lot of the color underneath the powder, even when you're very light with powder. I also love this one because it can go over top of powder. You obviously want to be careful not to apply too much because it then will be a little bit harder to blend out, because you can't I wouldn't recommend going ham with it, but you just kind of kind of dab it on very gently with a brush, and then maybe take your beauty blender, or, you know, just make sure there's not too much on your brush, and then kind of go out and buff that in. And it is really nice over top of powder. Another one I reach for very frequently is the Maybelline Fit Me. This isn't new, and I'm not going to focus too much on this because it isn't new, but oh my goodness, literally I bet you my favorite setting powder right now of all time. For baking especially, I grab my beauty blender after I do my concealer and bake my under eyes with this, and it literally makes my face look silky smooth. I've never experienced this before with a setting powder. Incredible. And it's a drugstore option, so like, why wouldn't you? It's like $12 Canadian, even cheaper in the States. It's a steal. It is literally one of the most stunning setting powders ever. You can also use it just as like an all over, and it still is very nice and smoothing and really nice. Another one that is great, but a little bit more expensive, is from Huda Beauty. Very similar. This one is a little bit more brightening, which I like most days, but sometimes I don't really want my under eyes to look super bright. I just want like a more natural, like not so like sculpted look. So I will go with this, and I go with this, I would say, just as frequently as this. These are my two favorite powders for baking. This one's incredible as well. Very, you know, they're both very finely milled, and they both have a really nice, well, this one here has just like a regular sifter. So you get a whole ton of product there, and it is easy to pick up too much. Whereas the Huda Beauty one has that mesh kind of sifter, and it is a little bit better, so you don't pick up too much. This one, the Huda Beauty one, is very fragranced, so if you don't like fragrance, I'd go with this one. But honestly, the fragrance dies down pretty much immediately. Like, you don't really smell it in it, and I've never reacted to it. So these two are just incredible. I'd recommend them both, and like, they will be staples in my makeup routine forever, I feel. Moving on, I promise I'll keep this flying because I don't want to take too much of your time. The next product is a bronzer, and it is the MAC bronzer from the Bronzing Collection. Honestly, the most incredible part of what I've tried. They are the Radiant Matte bronzing powders. Now, I use the color Beijing Beauty a little bit more because Totally Topeless is a little bit too dark for me. Now, this is one that I will find myself going for more as a contour, but I totally could pull that off as a contour, and so that's one I would use more to sculpt my face. Now, if you were darker skin toned, this shade would look stunning on you, but because I'm lighter skin toned, as a bronzer, it's a little bit too dark. But I actually also like to use it on my body a lot too, because I will go a little bit more bronze, like on the shoulders. Now, this shade, Beijing Beauty, is so perfect. I'm wearing it today. These shades are really nice. I like that they definitely differ in undertone. You see a little bit more cooler tones in this one, a little bit more reddish warmer tones in this one. Also, the formula is incredible. They are that matte bronzer. There's no shimmer, which is my favorite. I don't mind a shimmery I don't mind a shimmery bronzer, but matte are my favorite. But then they also almost have this like sheen to them. There's this finish to them. It's almost like a satin finish without any glitter or shimmer in it. It looks so like healthy and glowy, but matte. Like, it's like really nice. I really love it. It gives you this super perfect, smooth, silky, bronzed glow without any shimmer at all. It's the most incredible thing ever. They're some of my favorite bronzers, and I definitely recommend picking those up if you're looking for one, or if you were interested in trying them out. Another blush product that I have really been liking is the Cotton Candy by Beauty Bakery. This is a new purchase of mine. I've only used it a few times, but look at how stunning the packaging is. Super incredible. Like, they definitely have a glowy finish, so if you don't like glowy blushes, I wouldn't recommend this for you. But look at how stunning that looks. It gives you this beautiful, healthy glow, and like I feel like I'm saying this about every product, but that's really what I've been looking for lately, especially this summer, is just like a healthy glow. I want to glow without looking like shimmery and glittery. I just want to look like, you know, I don't want to look matte. I've kind of changed up my game a little bit. I've always been all about matte. But I don't know, lately I've been like, you know what, let's just look a little glowy today. And these blushes are really, you know, impressing me lately. You can pop one of these on if you're in a rush, and they have enough shimmer to them that you don't even need highlight. But the way that it looks, when you apply it to your cheeks, because the light kind of hits your cheekbone where you would typically apply highlight, it only really shimmers in that general area and then a little bit here, but like right here, I never noticed too much shimmer. And that's kind of sometimes where I find shimmery blushes don't look the best. Like when it looks like shimmer all over my cheek, I'm not really down with that. But these just look so incredibly smooth and silky and glowy on the skin without looking like shimmer all over your cheek. It's only where the light hits you really notice the shimmer to them. So really, really pretty. A definite recommend there as well. I have quite a few eyeshadow palettes, and this isn't even all of them that I have tried this month. I'm not going to talk really specifically about all of these because I did want to narrow them down. So I have two drugstore ones that I want to talk about really quickly. These two drugstore ones are two of the best drugstore eyeshadow palettes I've tried recently. This one is incredible. This is the Maybelline Nudes of New York. Oh my goodness, like Maybelline, what the heck is going on here? You have upped your game. I haven't tried drugstore eyeshadow in a while, other than ColourPop. Like ColourPop's just incredible for eyeshadow. But like true drugstore brands like Maybelline, Revlon, CoverGirl, e.l.f., Rimmel, like those brands. I haven't tried, other than the e.l.f. like bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. I haven't tried drugstore eyeshadow in a while, and when I tried this I was like, what? They're rich, they are pigmented, they are like just really, really stunning shades. The texture of the shadows are, you know, beautiful. You have really beautiful metallics, like really just honestly stunning. And this is one that I would recommend from the drugstore for those of you that don't really like to explore with color, like you just kind of like those kind of neutral shades with some metallics. This is one you guys would like. The way these shadows performed, honestly, I was over the moon impressed. Really stunning palette. The other one is the e.l.f. Retro Paradise. This one was really nice. I do have to say the matte shades, they were all, the matte shades were nice, but compared to like this palette, they weren't quite as good, just because there were a few shades, I need a wipe to wipe my hands here. There were a few shades in this palette that I was a little bit like, oh, if it could have been just a touch more pigmented. Like this shade Royal is really pretty, and honestly it is pigmented and it is totally fine. Once you blend it out, it kind of gets a little bit, oh, you can't even see it. It kind of gets a little bit faded, but you are able to build it up to the desired effect. So honestly, it's worth it to me, especially for the price. The majority of the matte shades in here are really, really good. There's, like I said, a select few that I found were just a little bit, just a touch, you know, kind of, they lost their like richness when you blend them out. But as I said, you can build them up without, you know, making it look patchy. Everything worked out easy peasy, beautifully. So ultimately this palette was incredible. Like this shade Disco, what a stunning, stunning shade. Like this blue, purple, green kind of duochrome shade, really pretty. The color selection I think is what impresses me the most. The formula is good through and through. There's a couple shades that you just kind of have to work with a little bit more, build up a little bit more, but ultimately you can create a beautiful look with every single shade. All of them are great. But what impressed me the most is the endless possibility you can go with this palette. You know, you have so many bright shades, you have so many, like it comes with a lot of eyeshadow, and you have, you know, your natural shades here, you have your really super fun shades here, you have your nice deep dark, like the options are endless with this palette, so a definite recommend. So when it came to high-end eyeshadow, it's honestly hard for me to pick because I loved them all. My Pat McGrath palettes, I really truly think these are incredible palettes. Do you have to go spend $170 on an eyeshadow palette to get this quality? No. Are they better quality than these? Yes. So it's like whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for investing in something super high end, these are incredible. And if you have the money to spend on them, I would definitely recommend. If you're looking for something from Pat McGrath and you love eyeshadow, these are a smash hit. The palettes I got were, the first one I ever got was this one here, the Subversive. This is the Mothership 3. I really loved this palette. There were some beautiful shades in here, like this shade here is just like to die for. I want to bathe in this shade. It's the most stunning shade. I love that. The next palette I got was the two were the Divine Rose palettes. Now I literally just cleaned these, so if there's fingerprints on them, I'm sorry. It's literally impossible to keep these from getting dirty just because they're like that glossy finish. So you see the fingerprints on them. This is the Divine Rose 1, and this is the Mothership 7. This one is so stunning for those of you that would look for a more kind of natural, not natural, because believe me, you could go smoky with this. This one is just as, like, you could create different looks with this as well. But this palette is, I found, had a lot more kind of neutral mauvey shades. You could create some natural looks with this, and this would be one I would use more on an everyday compared to the other two that I got. So, like beautiful shades, like this shade here, really, really pretty. Like, look at that, like peachy gold shade, so stunning. So pretty. Another thing that I love about my Pat McGrath palettes is that there are a few shades in here that maybe don't look super all that great. This shade here in the Divine Rose 1, it is like this duochrome shade, like you can see it there. It's nice. It has this cool pink duochrome, but when you lay it on top of a black, like look at, so now it's taken that black to be this like super like duochrome. The way that these look over top of a darker shade, it really just makes them pop and you see the full potential, and it's like, oh wow, like what an incredible effect. So those two were really impressive, but I'm gonna just have to say this one here impressed me the most out of all of my Pat McGrath palettes because it's just, I don't know. I'm wearing it today. I love this burgundy shade. I first laid down the burgundy shade. I smoked and blended that out. This was all over my lid. I then laid down this shade here, which is probably one of the most impressive shades in all of the Pat McGrath palettes. It is this pink, like green, purpley duochrome. Show you on my hand here so you guys can really see it. In some lights it looks like this green shade, and then in other lights it looks like a purpley pink. It is so incredible. I have that on my lid. I also have this pink, that pink right there in the center. What a beautiful metallic pink. Their metallics are creamy, really pretty. They come with some beautiful like shimmers. And when I say shimmer, like it's like this beautiful, very finely milled pressed glitter. And when you wet them, you can like pack them on the inner corner. I'm gonna actually apply a little bit more. You see that? How much more, like it's just such a beautiful eyeshadow. Honestly, this palette is so incredible. This is probably like one of the most impressive palettes that I've seen, and this is the Divine Rose 2. It comes with really pretty, you know, color selection. I'm just gonna do a quick mention because I really loved these two palettes. The Natasha Denona Bronze palette was so incredible. Formula is through and through really pretty. I loved it. Now, for summer looks, this is literally the perfect palette, but just color scheme wise, it wasn't as impressive as the other ones that I've talked about. If you're looking for like a bronze summery palette, go and grab this like today. If you have the money, these are still pretty expensive. But so incredible. Natasha Denona's eyeshadows are really nice, and I really enjoyed her newest launch. The Marc Jacobs one as well, like wowza, that look that I created that day was one of my favorites I've done in a long time. This shade here, which was the one, is a beautiful gold as well. Like look at that, see, really pretty gold in this palette as well, and I'm like all about that gold. But then you also get like this really stunning like olive green shimmer here. Beautiful formulas, like really creamy as well, so another recommend. I know guys, I told you I have a lot. This has been 2 months worth of product that I'm like, oh my goodness, falling in love. I had a whole ton of new mascaras this month. These two are my favorite from this month of trying all of those mascaras. These two are my favorite. The Huda Beauty Legit Lashes is incredible. It comes with two ends. There's a volume side and a like curl and define side. I really like that you get kind of both. You can lay down the volume at the base of the lashes first, and then use the other one on the ends to kind of really give that curl and length. This one gives your lashes such an intense volume and length. It's so beautiful. But I'd have to say this one is my favorite. I'm wearing it today. The reason that I like this one better than this one is because I do find this one is a little bit less easy to get clumpy. Not that this one really gets clumpy, but this one's a little bit more of a wet formula. I've had some beautiful lash days with this. I'm not, you know, saying anything against this, but this one, the Fenty Beauty mascara, full frontal mascara, hello. It's like probably one of my favorite mascaras ever. It gives you curl, it gives you length, it gives you volume, all in one mascara. That being said, see, I'm like, now which one do I love more? That being said, this one here, if you're looking for volume, I'd say the Huda Beauty one is incredible for volume, even better than the Fenty, but this one is just like a better one, you know, one and done kind of thing, whereas this one you have to use both. But they're both good. I really liked the Marc Jacobs one, but I did find it didn't give me as much volume as these two. This one's really good for length, so these two would probably be my favorite. Another one that's great for volume is the Lily Lashes Triple X Mascara. I don't have it on me actually, but really good too. Really good. My Fenty Beauty glosses. These are the Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizers. Really nice. These are so stunning. They're not new, but I'm wearing them today. I have them in the shade Fussy and Fenty Glow. I'd say Fussy is my favorite. Juicy and bigger and perfect gloss, not sticky, hydrating, all the things you want. Really beautiful glosses. And then the last fave of mine from this month is my Power Glass glosses. I love a good plumping lip gloss, like love a good plumping lip gloss. And I like the shade selection it comes with. You know, you have your darker, more pigmented ones, and then you have your lighter, more sheer ones that are just, you know, this one here, Can't Burst Your Bubble, is still pretty opaque. It gives like a nice kind of wash to the lips, that like nice bubblegum pink. But these two here, Comic Book Ending and G That Swell, they're the nice clear glosses with a little tinge of color to them and a nice shimmer. Beautiful plumping glosses. They really make your lips feel hydrated. They make your lips feel plump. I love these. I'm doing a giveaway on these actually, so don't miss that. So that is it for my favorites. That was a lot, I know. So thank you so much for staying, you know, tuned. Now let's talk some crap. I don't have nearly as many, so this is still a positive. The first one that I just really downright do not like is the Makeup Revolution Pro, because like how many brands does Makeup Revolution have now? Anyways, this is the Ultimate Coverage Crease Proof Concealer. I do like their Conceal and Define Concealer. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. This one, when I applied it for the first time, I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. Like, it was a creamy, super full coverage concealer that looked so beautiful on the skin. It looked so smooth on the skin. You know, you'd set it still looked really smooth. I was like, wow, what a good, you know, drugstore option that I can give you guys a recommendation on. And then as the day went on, not crease proof, literally my eye watered a bit and it was gone. Like, removed my foundation. Like, I had no makeup there. It looked ridiculous. I do not recommend this. This is not long wearing. It is not crease proof. But if you're looking for a concealer recommendation from the drugstore, stay tuned because I have a video for you guys in the next couple months. Next product that I just felt was a little bit disappointing was the Naked Ultraviolet palette. This is a recent review of mine. I just felt like a lot of the shades weren't as vibrant as I would have liked them to be. As you kind of play around with these shades, they just get lost in translation. They don't look as pigmented. The shade here, Optimized, was literally non-existent. I understand pastels are hard, but like, no. I could not, it would not show up for me. Now, I used a blending brush, but like still. I used this shade here from e.l.f. Tropicana, and it was much more pigmented than the one from the Naked palette. You can even see in the swatch here the richness between the two of them. Look at how much more richer that looks. It looked like a grayish purple that was faded and muddy. It was not a good look. The only shade that I really thought was super impressive is this Lucid shade. It's this super beautiful, like, holographic shade. It's like, it takes your look to the next level. So that's like the only thing that I could say was really impressive about this palette. You know, $70 for one shade that's gonna be like wowza. The neutrals were pretty good. I do have to say, like, these 4 shades here I was impressed with, but like, it was not worth the money at all. It's not something I recommend. This one here, I did say in the video, it's like scratchy gloss that you feel the flecks of glitter. Like, it feels like there's sand on your lips. They feel itchy, they feel scratchy. This is in the shade A Moment. I did see people review the e.l.f. collection and they did not mention this, and I don't think anybody that I saw had tried this one, so I don't know about the other shades. I can't speak about those. They might be great. Hair, sorry. But this one here is just not it. I don't recommend the shade A Moment in the Dream On glosses. So, I can breathe. We're complete. We've gone through everything. There were so many other things that I enjoyed this month, but they didn't make the cut. Honestly, I've had a really great couple of months of testing product. I'm really just impressed overall with everything in front of me, except for those few at the end, the flops, the fails. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I know we made it through together. I hope you guys got some recommendations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell for my upcoming videos, select all if you don't want to miss any of my new videos coming up, and like the video if you enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.